Alright, why was it built? Who built this structure? How was it built? Do you know? I probably got your curiosity up right now, what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about is Stonehenge. There's a lot of people, they don't even know where Stonehenge is located or why it's so amazing. It's a giant, massive stone circle that was built, and they don't know who built it or why it was built or what the purpose of it was. But what they do know, they think maybe the Druids or the Greeks, and some people even theorize that UFOs built this structure. But what they do know, that it took 1,500 years to build this structure, and they done it in 3 phases. Parts. The first part, it was the mounds and it was the ditches, and they created all this in a circle. The second part is when they actually brought timbers in. They brought these timbers in and erected them up, and then the third part, they brought in these blue stones. And you know, it was just so amazing that they done that. And now I'm going to explain to you why was this structure built. Some people think that it was a ritual place. It was where a ceremonial, where they had ceremonies at, and some even believe that it was a calendar that they used back in the Stone Age days, because they believe that the Stone Age, the New Stone Age and the Bronze Age people built this structure. But what they do know about Stone Age is that it's aligned with a lot of astronomical events, like your summer and your winter solstice and the eclipse of the sun and the moon. Now, I talked to you about the 3 parts. Well, this is the first part right here. And this is whenever they come in and they took deer antlers and they excavated all this bedrock and put it around this embankment. And this part here, it was completed by 2900 BC. And this ditch is 360 feet in diameter and 5 feet deep, which they dug all this around here. And then they created 56 pits. And these pits are called Aubrey holes. And the reason they call them Aubrey holes, John Aubrey, because he discovered them. And they also believe that there was posts put in these pits at one time. Okay, and the second part, this part is when the wooden timbers was erected, and then it happened between 2900 and 2500 BC. And these wooden posts is also at the entrance when you go into this structure. Okay, and then the last part, in part 3, it was done in 2 phases. All right, this happened during 2300 to 1600 BC. And what happened is that in the first part, they brought these blue stones in. And these blue stones, they had to get them from the mountain of the southwestern Wales. So they had to either come here by sea, by the river, by land. And it was a lot of effort back then. But this is the second part of part 3. And what is, they took those blue stones, caused their color, and made 2 circles in the center. Well, somehow they decided they're going to do a remodeling. So what they done, they dismantled the blue stones, and they brought these sandstones in called sarsens. See, this is called the sarsen circle, because what they done, they took these sarsens, and these sarsens were like 108 feet in diameter and 13 feet above the ground. They put 30 of them right there. And on top of these sarsens, they put what they call lintels. And these lintels was hooked together, tongue and grooved together with mortise and tinion. So, you know, that took some skill to do that. And also what they done, they paired them up. They paired a sarsen, 2 sarsens with the lintels, and made this trilithon. This is like archways. And these archways started at this horseshoe, and the closer you got to the middle, the higher these trilithons were. And also in this third part is when they erected this hillstone. See, this hillstone is located in this avenue, and they interpret that as being a ceremonial entrance into to this temple. And what they done, they also created what you call an altar stone. It was like a sandstone, a greenish sandstone, and it stood here at the foot of the horseshoe shape right here. Alright, and this right here is when, remember when I talked to you about the sarsen circle with the lentils on top? That's what this is. This is these gigantic boulders that they had to put up here. And this right here is your bluestone with your horseshoe that I was telling you about. And also, now this is what Stonehenge looks like at the end of part 3. See the entrance of the hill stone and all. See how, I mean, they just couldn't figure out what it was created for. And right here, remember I told you about the hill stone? Well, this is the hill stone when you go into the entrance of it. Well, in conclusion now, I've talked to you about where it's at. I've told you about, you know, some of the uses that they thought that it was there for. And, you know, it's just amazing because it's a massive stone structure. And back in those days, in the Stone Age days, they didn't have excavators or anything to bring this rock in here. So what's so amazing, over in England, there's over 1,000 circular structures, but only Stonehenge is the one that is molded and shaped in a particular area. And it also proves to you that there's some highly talented, skilled craftsmen that could build something like this. And my bibliography that I use for this report is online source Stonehenge Microsoft Online Encyclopedia 2008. Hyperlink Encarta MSN.com 1997 to 2008 Microsoft Corporation. All rights reserved. My other online source is Dr. Christopher L. C.E. Whitcomb, Professor, Department of Art History, Suite, Blair College, Virginia. Hyperlink witmsbe.earthmystery/stoneage.html. My book I used was New Book of Knowledge, 1998, Gorler Incorporated, Dansbury, Connecticut, Volume 17. Another book I used was The World's Last Mysteries, Reader's Digest, the Reader's Digest Association Incorporated, Pleasantville, New York, 1982. And some of my online pictures come from www.nationalgeographic.com and www.lingus.com. Now, this time, do you have any questions you want to ask me about Stonehenge?
What do you mean by summer and winter solstice?
All right, summer and winter solstice is when the sun or the moon comes to its peak to the north or the south. It just stands still, and that's what it is. It just comes to its peak.
When does this event happen?
Well, now your summer happens in June, and your winter happens in December.
Well, when will it happen again?
Well, the one in June is going to happen on the 21st at 5:45, and the one in December is going to happen on the 21st at 17:47. I think that's what, 5 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah, it's a military time, it'll be 5 o'clock.
Okay. Well, that concludes my presentation. They're going.
It won't stop.